All right, guys. Module 3, lesson 18. Is it? There we go. I can solve two-step problems and decide if my answer is reasonable. So here we are in this two-step problem again, where we have to first figure out one part and then figure out the next part. So let's talk about Joe. Joe had $173 in the bank. Then he earned the same amount of money each week for the next 7 weeks and put it in the bank. Now his total is $208 in the bank. How much money did Joe earn? So let's look at what we know. What is the money that's on the day one, on the first day, how much money did Joe have in the bank? Trey.
173.
What did I do?
Is the clicker working now?
Hmm?
Is the clicker working? No.
I'm trying to change the battery, and because I hit the button wrong, when I was trying to get the back off, it moved forward. I can solve a two-step problem. Here we go. Joe had $173. Then he earned, so now he's going out to get a job, and he works for how many weeks?
7.
7 weeks, and every week he makes the same amount of money, and he puts it in the bank. Okay? At the end of all of his work, he had $208 in the bank. And we need to figure out how much money did Joe earn each week. What's the first thing we should figure out? What do you guys think? Addison?
208 minus subtraction 173.
Okay, Addison is saying that we should take $208 and subtract 173. Now, before we do the subtraction, can somebody other than Addison tell me why Addison thinks we should do this first? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing 208 subtract 173? Spencer?
So we can see how much money he gets in those 7 weeks.
Yeah, we've got to figure out how much money he earned in those 7 weeks altogether. And we start with how much he finished with. We take away what was already there, and that should give us the part that he earned during those 7 weeks. Who'd like to do the math for me? Chloe?
So 8 minus 3.
Okay.
And you can't do that. So you do it. 10 minus 7 is 3. 1 minus 1 is 0.
Okay, so thank you, Chloe. Ladies and gentlemen, Chloe says he earned $35 over the course of 7 weeks. Does everyone agree with her math? I do. Are we finished? Have we answered the question?
No.
Why not? Molly?
Because it's a two-step problem.
It's a two-step problem. What's the second step?
How much money did Joe work? We have to figure out how much did he earn each week.
Yeah, now we know how much he earned altogether. Now we need to break it down into each week. How are we going to find out how much he earned in each week? What kind of math problem, what kind of equation would we need to solve this? What do we need to solve this? Okay, who can help me? How am I going to figure out how much of this $35 he earned each week? It said equal amount. What kind of equation would I use? Andy? A tape diagram would help me, but what kind of math problem? That's a great strategy, Andy, but what am I going to multiply? Am I going to divide? Am I going to subtract? Or am I going to add? So if I do 35 minus 7, it will tell me how much he earned each week?
No.
That doesn't seem to work, does it? Okay. So subtraction. I agree, Andy. Division. So I'm going to do this a little different because my friend Mackenzie is now doing division in Rocket Math. And as some of you roll up into division in Rocket Math, there's a different way of seeing it. It's kind of like, it looks like that.
It looks like hair.
It's kind of funny. And you put the big number in the middle. Okay? And then over here in the little hook, let's call it the hook. In the hook goes the number you're dividing by, your divisor. How many weeks did it take him to earn this $35? Ashley? 7. My divisor is 7. So I'm going to put that there. And the way we read this is 35 divided by 7, and our answer lives up top. So, isn't that fun? You should see, I love it because then once we solve it, we have a way to quick check. Who can tell me 7 times what number equals 35? 7 times what number equals 35? Mara? 5. So when I put the 5 up here, drawing over it. Now the quick way to check with this division is this number times this number should equal this number. I like it too, and it's going to come in handy in 4th grade as you move into long division. So this is good, but here's our example. So now I've got a number, I've got 5. What do I do with that 5? Is that my answer? Am I done? How do I know? Let's look at the question again. The question says, how much money did Joe earn each week? Did we find that? Yeah. So what would I put for my answer? What would I put for my answer? What would I put for my answer, guys? Molly?
Joe earned $5 each week.
Joe earned $5 each week. Did I solve the question? Yeah. Hey, let's work backwards and see if this makes sense. Okay. So, $5 times 7 is what? Riley? 35. $35 that he earned in 7 weeks. He's going to take it to the bank and add it to his 173. So I'm going to check that quick. 173 plus 35 should equal how much? 208. 208, right? So I'm going to add them together. Let's see. 5 and 3 is 8. Well, there's that. Carry the 1. And I do get 208. So by first solving the problem forwards and then working my way backwards, I got the same answer both ways. So does that make my answer reasonable? Yeah, does it sound like that's probably correct? Yeah, that worked out well. Now, let's pretend I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I know, I'm erasing it. Well,
You have to do one finger.
Oh, that's right, one finger. There we go. I don't know what I'd do without you. Okay, guys, let's practice checking for reasonableness. Let me do this problem real quick. Okay, so you had 173 plus something equals 208. 35. Joe made $35 each week. Boom. Why is that not right? What are you looking at that gives you that big? I heard some of you guys go, no. What caused those alarms to go off? What hint showed you that my answer is not reasonable? Chloe.
Because you didn't divide.
How do you know that that's not? How do you know I'm supposed to divide?
Because
Why is 35 not reasonable? Let's check. Well, 35, 7 weeks, $145 plus 173, 8. Oh my goodness. According to my math, he's supposed to have $418. Does he have $418?
No.
Does he have anywhere? I only did one step, but I checked for reasonableness, and because I only did one step, is my answer anywhere close to reasonable?
No.
No. Hello, big flashing lights. Some of you guys went, alarm. Not right, right? Your spidey senses were tingling. Something was wrong. I checked for reasonableness, and it was quite clear. I missed something, didn't I? Watch for that. Okay, let's draw a model. Hold on. Okay. So here's our model to show how much Joe has in the bank now. $208. Do we know how much money Joe started with? How much? Riley? Started with 173. Okay. How much? Do we know how much money Joe added?
No.
We don't know yet, but can we figure it out? We can. M, right? So if we solve for M, here's our equation to solve for M. 208 minus 173. I think that looks remarkably familiar, doesn't it, Addison? Is that exactly what you did?
That's what I did.
Good. And the value of M, of course, equals 35. Now we have to know, is this answer reasonable?
No. Yes. No.
Did we solve the problem?
No. Yeah.
No. We didn't solve the problem yet. That's where I said, let me check my answer. 35. Is this a reasonable answer? Joe earned $35 each week. No. Because I wasn't done. So how do we need to change our model? We need to split that 35 into 7 weeks, right? It took him 7 weeks to earn that money. So 1 week, W. Now to find W, write an equation that would solve for W. Who can tell me what our equation was? Trey?
It was 5 times 7 or sometimes 5.
You're working backwards, right? Okay, so you are saying that 7 times W equals 35, and W equals 5. Let's find the division sentence that would solve that. What's the division sentence? Oh?
35 divided by 7 equals 5.
35 divided by 7 weeks equals $5 each week. Is this answer reasonable?
Yeah.
5? If I work my way backwards through the problem, does it all come out to these numbers? Does it all make sense? Yeah. All right, my friends.
That's it.
That was fast. Are you guys ready for practice now?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was like 19.